Hello, I am live and I'm early. So I am going to take a couple deep breaths. You can do the same for the rewatch. Take a couple deep breaths, get yourself acclimated and open. Oh my gosh, you guys, you do not like my hair this way. Anyway, okay. But seriously, thank you for watching. And we are going to go live in a minute, but I am a little early. So I want to tell you, most of us breathe wrong. So let's start with an exercise of holding one side of the nose, breathing in, breathing out, and switch them. Okay, do that a couple times. Hello, Miss Jerry. Happy belated birthday, by the way. I was just doing some breathing exercises to kind of get ready, holding the nose. I can't do that. Because I see that most of us breathe wrong. Most of us do. We actually hold our breaths. When we get frustrated, we hold our breath. How are you doing, Miss Jerry? Hello, Miss Donna. How are you? Welcome. All right, ladies. I'm just getting ready to get started. And with you guys that just came in, and for those that are watching, take a couple deep cleansing breaths, like that way is easier for me versus the nose one. Apparently, like Miley Cyrus does that. And I don't know. I don't think that's easier, actually. I think it's easier, but you have to breathe from your diaphragm. So hello, ladies. Hello. I should say greetings, my light workers. I'm Janie, your spiritual psychic coach / counselor, and I am a nurse. I am a medium. So if you want to speak to a particular loved one, I do want to put this out there. If you want to, you need to clarify your sessions when you want to do a session with me. Meaning, if you want to just talk to, let's say, a deceased loved one, well, then specify that and just, I will know without even knowing who, but it's faster and easier. Hello, Miss Dawn. It's easier if you specify that you want to speak to someone in particular. This, because you guys, when people are like, oh, I want to see who's around me. Oh my gosh, you guys, really? There's tons of people. There's tons of souls around you. Tons. And especially, if you've worked in an industry where there's a lot of people and people have passed, trust me, they're all around you. As soon as they pass, they come around you, they find you. And, we're going to talk about karma tonight too. But, okay, I will save that for a second. Ellie, sorry, you guys, she's very protective. She feels like no one's allowed to come near my workstation. So she's going to protect it. Anyway, so with your readings, and you can have both. You can have them because your deceased loved ones always pop in anyway. And because trust me, the way that some are vocal in life are some in the afterlife the same way. I've actually even had ones, look, just say this, and little older ladies, and just say this, and she'll know. And so I said like 3 times, pardon me? And I'm like trying to speak a foreign language. Well, needless to say, the living person, my client, said, yeah, you got that right. You are saying some very bad words right now. You must be talking to my grandmom. It's like, oh man, I'm really sorry. I'm just a messenger. But anyway, I bring that up because I find especially now, deceased loved ones are coming through. And also, when we are getting ready, like this is school. This is school. Everybody is here for lessons. You do the best that you can do. But then when it's time to go home, you go home. And like I said, too, of course, our loved ones, they love us so much here. And that goes without saying. Okay. But when they go home, they're going home. They're going back home. So remember, they have a coming home party there too. Here we're mourning, they are partying over there. But they get their life reviews and get to see, because remember, you're on a job or you're in school. So you basically get a report card. It is like a report card. And everything is going through everything, that you did, that you've accomplished, things you wanted to get accomplished, but you didn't quite do it. Because then more than likely, that's going to carry into your next lifetime. And so I was like, I saw a thing of light. It's a candle. I was like, okay. Anyway, but with them, they are just overjoyed to be home. But they do love talking to you and still give you advice. Okay. So anyway, and no, I've been doing this my whole life, like talking to deceased people. And I have to say, and I'm not being arrogant, but I'm really good at it now. And I say that because for the longest time, remember, I was told that's the devil. And, so I hid it and I was ashamed. And now I'm not ashamed anymore. Now it's a gift and I can help people to heal. But what I do want to say to finish that really quick. So when you go home, if you did something that would be considered bad, it's important that you make that right here, because everybody comes here with lessons to teach others. And, if you notice in the beginning, I say, greetings, my light workers, you all that are here, that are watching this, you're a light worker. You've come here to help as many people as you possibly can. And some people are like, oh, what do I have to teach? A lot. You have a lot to teach. You guys, to be a light worker, you don't need a lot of money. You don't need the fancy clothes, the jewels. You don't need, and the fancy cars. You don't need all that. You don't need master's degrees or PhDs. You don't need all that. You need your soul, obviously, which you have. You need kindness. I guarantee you, kindness. Your kindness is looked upon, and what you've done to help other people this is Clue. We are playing life-size version of Clue. And if you notice, people come into your life to give you a clue. Because you may notice sometimes you run into people and you're like, that was really weird. I met this lady in the coffee shop. I'm almost spilled my coffee on her because she turned around so quickly. And then she looked at me and she said, wow, you know what? And said something to me that really, it like clicked. And then it's like, that you never see the person again. But listen to those clues. Lots of times it happens when you're saying, dear God, I don't know what I should do about this situation. I don't have a clue. I have no idea what to do. I guarantee you will be exposed to someone or something that's going to have the answers. I guarantee you. But anyway, so, and you guys, and never be ashamed of your gifts. Never be ashamed. That's like somebody who can sing so beautifully. But, I'm not going to sing because, I didn't go to school to learn. So I'm not good. That means I'm not good. Not true. Please, not true. Because tonight we're going to be talking about like perception and thing, which we'll hop over to that. But anyway, so, and remember, as I told everyone, Because one of the things that I'm noticing too is like I'm dabbling more. I've been pushed to dabble into something which I really didn't want to get involved with. But I have had a soul reach out, you know what I mean? And it is important. They want to finish up here so they can be on the other side and get ready for the next. But, sometimes people get stuck here, and it's stuck here because of people here, situations, whatever. But anyway, so yes, but I wrote down here too. Don't be ashamed, and don't be ashamed to like talk to God. Don't be ashamed. Call on Jesus. Archangel Michael. I've seen that God is more of the, like when I want to, like tonight, like I always ask God, I always ask Jesus, what do you guys want me to say? What do you want me to talk about tonight? And God, I always kind of put more emphasis because God is more of like an ever loving presence. So is Jesus. But God is very like even, and just even. Jesus, on the other hand, Jesus is wonderful. But Jesus has a temper, and and Jesus sometimes makes me nervous. Like, when you're nervous about something and your best friend is also nervous, so you're both a wreck. So I'm like, Jesus, sometimes there's things that go on and people have huge misconceptions about, again, perceptions. And some of it does upset Jesus. Some of it does. But anyway, but the point is, talk to him. And Archangel Michael is wonderful. Head of our security here. Archangel Michael, you always say Archangel Michael, never just Michael, will protect you with everything. Okay. So please don't be afraid. It's funny because, so Archangel Michael is the head of our security here. And so are Ellie Mae and Penelope. Not kidding you. Penelope's a cat. Yeah, 10 years old. So when I take Ellie out, I say to Penelope, make sure nobody comes in, okay? And I'm not kidding. She watches. So if you came to see me, she'd sit there and stare at you the whole time. Makes you a little nervous. She's like a lie detector or something. Anyway, God love them. You got to love your pets. Also huge. Karma. When you do good and say good things and you're kind, it comes back to you. And I'm not saying that you do something good to get something back. I'm not saying that at all. Not at all. But it's a circle. And the way the other side works, it works a lot in numbers and geometric shapes. Okay. Yeah, it's huge. And the symbols, huge. So it's a circle. What you put out comes around. Everything good and everything bad. So you always want to be careful, like about talking to people or talking about people, or saying things that are just downright mean. I mean, somebody has a different opinion. Okay. If you care, you can ask them, what do you mean? Why do you feel that way? Listen what they have to say. You might kind of agree a little bit, but so what if you don't? If we all thought the same thing, boy, what a boring world this would be. But just remember, karma. Yeah, because then I had gotten the message, of course, when you do bad or mean-spirited things, it does come back. Okay. So tonight's topics, we're going to talk about a couple things. Spiritual growth, which we are all going through that right now. I've never seen a period of time where, hello, Miss Karen. I've never seen a period of time where everybody was going through something. But I'm going to say that everybody who watches this is going through it. Either is, some of us are right at the end of it. Sadly, some of you have just started, but don't worry, it's okay. You will feel exhausted. Exhausted. Of course, this comes on from the weather because we've had a lot of weird weather. We had a tornado up here last Thursday in PA, and it wasn't even broadcasted. I just found out about it a couple days ago, like along with everybody else, because the weather has been very volatile. And again, too, like I said, with the full moon, but it's also, I don't know, I feel it's gotten a little better, but not much. As far as the political stuff it seems to have come down a little bit, but what's going up is like people hurting kids. That's like crazy. It's crazy stuff. That, and again, the opinions, and people are mad because of opinions, whatever. Anyway, so the whole point of the spiritual growth is this. You will feel exhausted. Oh my gosh, the sleep is like, hi, Miss Jeannie. The sleep is comparable to if any of you have had surgery before and you're given that medication beforehand, that's how you feel. You feel drugged. I always call it the druggy sleep. I have found now what I do, since I've been back here full time and I don't do nursing anymore. I have like they call it my prophet sleep, where I go down for like probably an hour and a half, and I travel to the other side and I get messages, and it's comparable to what Edgar Casey did. But that is also spiritual sleep, which you guys will get with spiritual growth. It literally is like druggy sleep. You are so exhausted, even to the point where it kind of feels like, when you're in that complete relaxation, and you may hear a noise, like maybe a dog barking or the phone ringing, and it's like it's all the way down the hall, but you're so tired you don't want to get up, and you keep mentally you're like, shut up, be quiet, I don't want to wake up now. But yeah, you're growing. Your soul is leaving and going to the other side. Massive lessons, massive. You may find that you are astral traveling, and you are astral traveling, but you're going to be aware of astral traveling. A lot of your dreams, pay attention to your dreams during these states, because you do want to write them down. There are directions in them, total messages. Okay. You will be exhausted. You're just feel exhausted all the time and just wanting to sleep. And then there's some of you who can't sleep once you lay down, but that's because you're too wound up. It could be because you're like, oh my gosh, with this time of day, I'm not supposed to be sleeping. I have other things that I got to get done. Just sleep for a little bit. 30 minutes, sleep. Because some of you will have periods of interrupted sleep. So you're only sleeping for a short period of time. Anyway, and some of you will starving. You'll be starving, so hungry, definitely dehydrated. So you want to keep your fluid in. Excuse me. With this, don't make decisions. When you're feeling like that, it's not the time to make medical decisions or legal decisions. It's not the time to, what? I think I'm going to go in and talk to my boss because I'm really sick of everything. Because that's one of the things too about the spiritual growth. Ooh, you will be a bear. I'd like to see you be a witch, but you can see the pun would not be funny, I guess. But yeah. Yes, exactly, Dawn. You feel like you're all over the place. It's like you can't focus. You're fidgety. You're mad at everybody. And then you feel bad because it's like, geez, I felt bad because I talked to somebody the other day. Granted, I was right, but she didn't understand. She's not the one that helped me at the time. But it just bothers me because they always say these calls are recorded. Play it back. So now I just say, I'm going to record the call. Is that good? Anyway, but point being, yes, you're miserable. Watch movies, sleep, of course. Watch funny movies. Rest is important. So what happens? It lasts for a couple of days, you guys. Sometimes it can last for like a week. It can last up to 7 to 9 days. But here's the thing though, in those 7 to 9 days, you will have periods of energy and you will feel like, hey, I think I'm feeling better. But then you get up the next day and you feel like back in that crappy line again. But after the 7 to 9 days, some 4 days, some 5, you feel better. You feel different. Your intuition through the ceiling. So yeah, be aware of that because you are going to have new inner knowledge. And your soul has grown. You're wiser. You're a lot wiser. That's the cool thing about the sixth sense. With the sixth sense, it gets better with age. The other 5 senses tends to deteriorate a little bit. Thirsty. Yeah. The other 5 senses will kind of deteriorate a little bit. But the sixth sense does lift with the other 5 senses too. Okay. So that's that one. Just don't be afraid. If you find that it's other things, of course, don't ignore medical attention. If you feel you need medical attention. And please think twice before you do any of that Ozempic stuff. Please think twice. Okay. Perception. Perception is huge. Okay, because I've noticed that I'm running into a situation where I'm really finding that people that pass away are being canonized, meaning sainthood. No matter who the person is, and because I've been to funerals where I'm like, and I'd say the person next to me, who are they talking about? We are in the right place, right? Not to be disrespectful, but it was like, especially if you're somebody who had this person, let's see, I'm just going to say you had an uncle and your uncle molested you. Okay, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube. Your uncle did bad things to you and to other people in the family and just was not a good person. But that happened to you, right? Didn't happen to anybody else. Well, yeah, let's put it that way. That's because didn't do anybody else, but you and maybe one other person. But you're the vocal, the other person zip. And lots of times what happens is, even though it was the 2 people that were in the bad situations together, lots of families, they split up. Don't do that. Stick together. There's power in numbers. But anyway, so what happens then is, so let's you guys pretend you're that person with the uncle. What happens though is uncle has like all these co-workers and all these friends, and he's just a wonderful man because he did do good things. He was he ran a shelter for animals, which is really good. But he hurt you, and it was never addressed, and he never apologized. But let's say, because I always say everybody has good and bad. And sometimes the bad is pretty bad, but Again, everything happens for a reason. But so you get the point. Everybody, so here you're at the funeral and everybody's like, oh my gosh, wasn't he so wonderful? I love him so much. Oh my gosh, he did so much for the animals and he helped our family when we were down and out. And you're like, so they're talking about the same person who hurt you. And then you feel, I need to zip it because everybody here is saying that he's a wonderful person. But you're thinking, wait a minute, this did happen to me, right? It was him. My memories aren't bad. No, I'm positive. Don't discount your feelings because everyone has just canonized your uncle. Because what happened to you, your feelings matter too. So it makes it very difficult. Very difficult. It happens too when somebody has passed. And well, I mean, when somebody has passed who made a difference, I don't know, it's too complex to kind of go into. Had that happen with a former coworker who drove everyone crazy. And when she passed, all of a sudden she was wonderful. Exactly. And that's kind of pretty much how it goes. I know there's something like there's always something on YouTube where, you're not allowed to say anything bad about this person. You're not allowed to say anything bad, even if you are with your two eyes watching videos that this person made. And you're seeing like, wow, this is bad. Those poor kids, and then like, and other things. And it's like, but public has canonized this person. And if you disagree, they come after you with swords. That's wrong, you guys. That is so wrong. So I'm just saying to you, with perception, everybody has different perceptions. It's kind of similar. It's like when you're laying in the grass and you look at a cloud, you may see a dinosaur. Your sister may see flowers. Which one is right? Why can't you both be right? Because it's based off of your experiences, what you're used to seeing. So if you can keep that in mind too, I mean, especially in situations where, I don't know, just people sometimes feel, oh, we can't say anything bad about this person and go for justice. We can't go for justice because, there's a group saying this person is just saintly, and that's wrong. And, in this situation that I'm talking about, it's pretty heavy and it's online. And it's like, if myself, because you guys who know me, I am not critical. The only thing I am critical about is my scientific thing. So when I see things happen, I'm scientific. I check everything out. I just don't believe things. I'm scientific. But with people, I do believe everybody has good and bad. Everybody does. But a lot of times people get angry with me because they call me, growing up, I was Pollyanna. But I do see good in people. I see good in everybody. But I also see that when there are people that want to fully go home, they don't want anything left here. So they can finish what they got to do so they can, go into another life. The people that are canonizing are actually holding this person back from soul growth. You know what I mean? But anyway, perception is everything. Did you guys have any questions? Any? Is everybody else feeling good or tired? All right. Here's the other thing too. So what is that called? It's pareidolia. And that's when like you can see like everybody has kind of different perceptions of something. Gosh, I can't talk tonight. All tired. Yeah, everybody is so tired. It's crazy. It is crazy. Check this out though. The cool thing is people that are, yes, Donna, exactly. I know. The full moon is wiping people out, and the twos especially. The two people are getting hit hard, because they are like the outside moon people. You know what I mean? I think most of us are, but no, the number twos get hit really hard. But oh, you guys, this is so nice. So I also wanted to do a card for the week. And it looks like I'm going to do two. So the first one was Archangel Michael. So for this week, it's about crystal clear intentions. Be clear with what you want. Which is interesting because the other card was Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is the archangel who helps you with speaking. So it kind of works together. These are the archangel cards. I don't know, but it's by Doreen Virtue. But yes. So it's like be clear with what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Please believe if you ask, you will get it, but you will receive it in a way that it's supposed to be received for you. Okay. And then I like the Archangel Gabriel card because it says, as you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are really important for you right now. And again, same card deck, Doreen Virtue. So it is important to put out there. Well, that's the thing too. It's like find your voice. And that is for everybody listening to this broadcast, crystal clear intentions and nurture. It's so important, especially as an intuitive. You guys, intuitive people are highly intuitive people are prone to addictions. And addictions can be of any kind. Because, I don't know, there's something with us. I really think there's something different. Is anybody else in here RH negative? Because I just found this out like 2 weeks ago. Somebody contacted me. That was very odd. Anyway, so RH negative. Anyway, RH negative is supposed to be very, very psychic people. Called the Watchers. And it's kind of funny because they are the people who they're not easily fooled. And I actually am an RH negative person. So, of course, anything that's going to be different. But anyway, but highly psychic people, anxiety. We are prone to anxiety. So, and depression, but a lot of anxiety. So please, if you have to speak something to someone, please do it this week. Don't wait. Because if you wait, it's not going to be good. And then nurturing, take care of yourself. Oh, I just got a message. Sorry. God. Because I was supposed to talk about this too I was wondering why I was doing cards. See, God always has great ideas. Okay. Crystal clear intentions. If somebody's doing something to you that you do not like, that makes you uncomfortable, that hurts your feelings, then you say it. because this is for men and women. If you don't, you're holding it at your chest, at the breast level, at the breast. I can tell you with 1000% certainty, Louise Hay was teaching that. And I am Louise Hay. I am a student, a lifelong student of, well, I've read everything. So I'm a huge student of Louise Hay, who has passed. But in my business, and even as a nurse, I have seen what she said to be 1000% accurate. Men and women, especially women, who hold stuff at their chest are prone to breast cancer. You don't want that. So if you need to tell somebody and you're like, well, no, I can just get over it. If you have to think, I can get over it, you're not going to get over it. Just say it. Because then you are nurturing yourself. Then you're taking care of yourself first. And if you don't take care of yourself first, you can't take care of anyone then. So, and everybody that is watching this is loved, definitely. Okay, so on that note too, if you guys can subscribe and to request your session, you can send me something on Facebook Messenger or send me an email to janiedaly@icloud.com. I also have a Gmail address, but I think I have like 7,000 messages. Never was good with paperwork. One reason I left nursing. Yeah. But also, if you could subscribe, like, and share, then I would really appreciate that big time. Totally. Also, if you want one of those charts, it's a chart of your number. All you have to do is send me your birth date. I am going to charge for them. It's funny because I need to help. I need to help my poor little animals out. They need new furniture. No, actually, I am setting up my paperwork to where I'm helping an organization who spays and neuters, gives first shots to stray cats. But I also take care of them myself. But anyway, whole point of that story is to get your card number. It's like $20. So, but it's nice. The number is so important. It is so important. It tells you so much about yourself. And I have spoken about the number 2 before, and the number 2 is the moon person. So on that note, you guys, any questions at all? Because I thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys more than you know. And have a very good rest of the week. And I will keep everybody posted with some updated changes. If I tell you I'm getting married, I'm totally joking. It's not even April Fools. All right, you guys, I love you all. Sending all of you many, many, many angel blessings. Good night and God bless.